As Saturday approaches, millions, and I mean millions of people are worried as their SNAP benefits are going to run out. As MAGA Mike Johnson said this morning, things are going to become dire. Play the clip.
As I mentioned on Saturday, things are going to become very dire. There is one way out of this, the easy way, the obvious way, and that is for the Democrats to do their job and vote for the CR.
No, it's not. The right way to do it is for you to call the House back into session. Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Look, I need your help to grow this community so that this sort of stupidity doesn't keep happening. So hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share. Let's do our thing. Meanwhile, I've talked about this all week, but SNAP benefits are literally the latest program that the GOP is willing to cut to make a point. What point they're making, I don't know, but to make a point against the Democrats. Now, unfortunately for them, today, a federal judge said that she will likely order Trump to distribute SNAP funds. Let me show you the article. In it, the article turns around and it says, Judge says she'll likely order Trump administration to send SNAP funds to states. The move could keep food assistance flowing despite the federal government shutdown. It further goes on to say that a federal judge on Thursday indicated she would probably order the Trump administration to use reserves to partially fund food assistance for about 42 million Americans in November, potentially delaying a complete cutoff in benefits during the government shutdown. Judge Indira Talwani of the United States District Court for the District of Massachusetts spoke at a hearing in litigation brought by a coalition of 23 Democratic attorney generals and 3 Democratic governors against the Agricultural Department over its decision to not tap into a contingency fund to pay for supplemental nutrition assistance program, that's SNAP benefits, in November. Because of the government shutdown, states are not able to access federal funding for the program, leaving millions of people without crucial payments necessary to purchase groceries. The program would have ceased to send out funds to states as soon as Saturday. As soon as Saturday. Imagine that. Imagine we're talking about days away. 2 days. 2 days and then people's cupboards. We're talking about elderly. We're talking about children. We're talking about veterans. We're talking about those who are right now currently active military. We're talking about everyone. There's 42 million Americans that need to suffer. And why? Well, because Mike Johnson needs to prove something. Pathetic little man. What this is, it's truly a great step in the right direction. But I'll tell you what, most importantly, we must not let MAGA get away with their cruelty. MAGA Mike admitted today that the GOP wants people to go hungry. The guy admitted it. Play the clip.
The reality is that this has been a stalemate for 30 days. And it's not just Democrats. You also have one of the most conservative Republican senators, Josh Hawley, who says, at least please move money around to feed people. Why not consider that?
Because if you deviate from the goal of reopening the entire government, Chuck Schumer and the radicals over there will continue to play games with people's paychecks, their livelihoods. And if you do just part of this, it will reduce the pressure for them to do all of it, to do their basic job, and that is reopen the government. This is very real and very serious, and they can end it today. They can do it right now. All they have to do is, we just need 5 more Democrats in the Senate to help us reach the 60-vote threshold. We don't have enough Republicans to do the right thing on our own. We need them to do the right thing.
Does it give you, and should it give you, pause that you're not going to get it? That only one Democrat has actually sided with you? That's John Fetterman? Seriously? He goes on to claim that the White House has literally done everything possible to reduce the harm felt by Americans. Play that clip.
The White House has done everything possible to mitigate the harm, to reduce the harm that's being felt by the American people. They have creatively found funding sources, for example, to pay the troops so far, to make sure they're not enduring that hardship, to make sure that the fund that supports women, infants, and children nutrition programs is funded. They have bent over backwards time after time to reduce the pain.
No, they have not. First of all, it's a lie. All right. Asking or getting $130 million from this anonymous donor, this guy Mellon from the Mellon family, the banking family. Number one, that doesn't even scratch the surface of how much it's going to cost within which to keep the military paid. I have no idea what this guy's talking about, that they have done everything. They're not meeting. They're not talking. What sort of a House of Representatives? First of all, does he not understand that he has an obligation, that he's the Speaker of the House, not Speaker of the Republican Party, not Speaker of the MAGA section of the Republican Party, but he's the Speaker of the House. He owes it to Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike to represent all of them, not just his fearless leader. Now, CNN's Dana Bash, she asked MAGA Mike why he would give money to fund the military and WIC, but not SNAP benefits. It's a great question. Play the clip.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, because you mentioned it, that you all have found ways to pay the members of the military, which, you know, people understand, and WIC, which people also understand. But why are you drawing the line now on 40 million Americans who literally will not be able to eat without government assistance? Why not help them in the short term? And why are they?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait. I reject the premise of the question. I'm not drawing the line. The Democrats are drawing the line. If we had a contingency fund that we could use, that would be done. The White House has demonstrated over and over, the executive branch, all the cabinet secretaries are doing everything they can to mitigate and reduce the pain. But that ability is not available for SNAP because the contingency fund had to be prior authorized by Congress.
Well, they say that that's not what the law shows.
No,
and
well, that's ridiculous.
Certainly the administration has shown that they are very happy to move money around without Congress saying yes.
No, Dennis, they're just simply not true. It's already been adjudicated.
No, simply it is true. By the way, is it me or is Mike Johnson looking more like a puppet every single day? I'm not talking about it figuratively. I'm talking about it literally. He looks like a puppet. Meanwhile, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, he taunted Democrats, literally taunting them at a point like this, asking what we want to do to help people. I don't know, maybe tap into the contingency fund, you moron? Play the clip.
Go ask the Democrats that question. Say, what are you going to do to make sure that people get SNAP benefits this Saturday? Or they have health care assistance for their Obamacare? What are you going to do? Because we're doing everything we can on our end, but there's not much more we can do because the rules of the road by which we have to play. And so,
no, that's a lie. In fact, there's a term. It's called partocracy. That's where government is ruled by one party. And by the way, that party is the Republican Party. Mind you, MAGA Mike responded to all the questions regarding the contingency fund. This idiot's got an answer for everything. Play the clip.
Once already in October, hopefully at the end of this month by moving money around, but it's very difficult to do. Those are not inexhaustible funds. When it comes to SNAP, some of the Democrats have argued that you can use this contingency fund, but the truth is there's no legal mechanism to do it. Unlike with WIC funding that was attached to a 1930s era statute that was related to tariff funds because it was related to nutrition and food coming over the border, there's no such legal avenue to give SNAP funding now. It doesn't exist. The problem is the contingency and the authority to do that was voted down in the CR when the Democrats themselves did it. So the president has lamented this. He has informed USDA and everybody. Do as best you can, but the money doesn't exist to do it. The simplest way to end the pain and the simplest way to make this stop is for the Democrats to do the obvious and right thing and vote for the nonpartisan funding measure so that we can turn everything back on. Then we will get back here, and then we will debate all these other extraneous issues. But right now, the first job of the government is to keep it in operation and take care of the people who depend upon all these services we've articulated today. It's nonsense, and it has to end.
You know what's the best part about it? You got to do one thing you have to give the Republicans credit for. Notice how many people that they line up behind them. It's a show of strength. It's a show of unity within which to deprive Americans, 42 million Americans, of sustenance, of food. It's amazing to me that the richest country in the history of this earth, richest in the history of this earth, have its citizens who are going to go hungry. That's despicable. And MAGA might claim that during a shutdown, the administration, they can control the pain felt by Americans. Now, like I said earlier, he thinks that Trump is doing a great job, but took the opportunity to criticize Barack Obama. Play the clip.
Any administration in a government shutdown has a figurative control panel with dials of pain. While the Obama administration, for example, turned it to 10, Trump has kept it to 0 or 1. He's trying to do everything he can, as we are, to prevent damage to the people, and the Democrats are the ones voting over and over to impose that pain, and that is a fact that no one can refute.
I know you got to.
What do you mean it's a fact that nobody can refute? First of all, moron. It's 2025. Donald J. Trump is president of the United States. Barack Obama has been president for over 8 years. So why are you even invoking his name into an issue that is caused by the Republican Party? What's the point? What's the purpose? Well, it doesn't just stop with the blame on Barack Obama. Shady Vance, yep, that Shady Vance, our vice president, also critiqued Biden. Play that clip.
That's a great point. I want to answer the question about health insurance premiums because, look, we don't want the American people's health insurance premiums to go up. We're very worried about this. The president's been talking about this since before we even took office, that we're inheriting a healthcare system that has suffered some real problems under the Biden administration. Because of that, you're seeing health insurance premiums skyrocket. Now here...
Wait. Hold on one second. So if my health coverage was costing me $1,000 a month, and it's cost me that now for, I don't know, let's say 5 years from the time that Joe Biden became president of the United States to today. Well, I just got a letter that says my $1,000 premium per month is now going to be $2,150 per month. How is that on Joe Biden? How is it that President Trump has been talking about this since before he even took office? Why is the increase happening now under his watch, under the Republican administration? Right back to partocracy. Now, finally, Vance also said that Democrats are acting like children. Sure, children. Play the clip.
Here is our very simple proposal to the Democrats. Let's sit down and come to a compromise and work it out. And you know what the Democrats' response to that is? Give us everything we want or we're going to shut down the government and keep it shut down. That is not reasonable behavior. That's not how you do compromise in this town. That is the way that the Democrats have operated. They are trying to take a hostage and we can't reward that behavior. If we do that...
Okay, that's absolutely not true. In fact, the Democrats have actually asked to meet. And Trump turned around and said, not my words, his, we will meet after you sign the clean CR. In fact, they've spoken to MAGA Mike Johnson about it, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. We will meet after you sign the clean CR. You've heard him say it 4 different times in just this episode alone. They want the Democrats to sign the clean CR. This is not about being a child. All right? This isn't about being a child. This is about making sure that people can afford health care, that they're going to be able to receive their SNAP benefits, plain and simple. It's about being American. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.